All right, this is going to be part 2, I guess. Now, I'm not sure how many parts this will go into. I'm restoring this 308 Isapor, I believe you pronounce it. You know, it's based on the Enfield 303. Isn't that strange? Call it 303, and I detest that over here where people use the letter O instead of 0 because it's a 303, isn't it? But everybody knows them as 303 and 308. So I'll go with the flow on that one, although it's kind of odd. I just want to start this. This is a magazine for the rifle, and it is brand new magazine. And I recently purchased some 308 shells and had some fun down the range with it. And I was led to believe that these shells, which are 7.62 by 54R, are also the same as the 308. So I've purchased the box at, it was like 25 bucks. So you get one in there, two, two, three of the very tough. These are fractionally longer is all I can assume, because what I believe is happening is that this spring on the front here, and obviously because this is new, it's pushing up against it, and they're just fractionally too long. I mean, when you look at that, and the, you know, the curve in the case here, you know, so you're going to lose a bit there. You're right up against it here. I mean, you would have to be at this angle, and they don't sit at that angle. They sit parallel to the top there. Oh, I did consider trying to file the top off, but I spoke to my gunsmith and said, hey, you know, I'm no gun expert. Do you think I should do that? And he went, no, definitely don't. And I guess there's more than one reason for that. But so now I've got a box, $25 box of shells that I can't use, or I guess I can load them in here singly. I have not tried that yet. I would imagine I could load them in there singly. Or I can just put 2 in here and then use it with 2, and then load another 2, and so on. So I'm not going to put a shell in there right now because I don't want to mess with it, because I'm going to be literally messing with the gun. And as you can see, as soon as you pull it back, it cocks it ready for firing, and all that needs is a little slip up and bang. So what I intend to do now, so put this to the side, excuse me, is my intention is to start taking this apart. Again, as I've said previously, this is not something I have done. So it's going to be a challenge. I mean, I've given it a bit of a clean, but as you can see, the woods are different colours. I don't know why. There are a few repairs on it. There's one here. There's one here. Nothing under here. And there's a few dents. And I've seen people get the dents out by using a cloth and a steam iron. However, if it's a gouge, obviously you won't be able to get it out. But if it's a dent, you might be able to get it out. Now that looks almost dentish. And I'm going to try it on a few of these, and when the wife's not looking, because I'll borrow her steam iron. But let me now figure out how the hell this thing comes apart, and then see what I can do to treat the wood. The wood, as you can see, is extremely dark, and I believe I'm correct in saying that that is caused by over-oiling, or oiling too much, or however you want to word it. So that's something I've got to find out. Oh, a little thing. I know I've shown this in the previous video. This is where the oil thingy goes. I have the oil thingy. I've got a nice little brass one. This is, excuse me, a used one. I did initially want, I chose a new one, and then I thought, no, the gun's old, I want something old, like me. And so what you do is you'll get your oil in there. Oh look, there is some oil in there. And then you oil the bits of your gun that you need to with this little thing. I mean, I think that's a great little idea. I also do have the cleaning rag, I want to say, if that's what you call it, for cleaning out the barrel. That's not something I've done on this. I've done it on this gun with the short one, and you take out the chamber here and clean it through. And this is a lovely little gun too. It's a replica. But you know what it's like when you're a child? You have a toy, and I had that as a toy, a Colt 45. So I wanted a real one. When I came to America, I could achieve my dream. I still want to get a Winchester rifle, like the cowboys used to use. I think it's a 34, I'm not sure about that. And I'd love to get one that's made in 1951. Why? Because that's when I was born. Yes, I'm an old fart. So I would like one, but maybe price will dictate otherwise. Oh, and with the way things are in America at the moment, I got myself a nice little 38 snub nose, as I call it. This is a Model 206 38 Special, made by Rock Island Armory. It wasn't expensive. It's just something I keep in my truck for, well, you never know is what you keep it there for. Why is it in here now? Because I've lent my truck to my buddy and he has his grandkids over, and you don't want your grandkids picking up a gun and killing someone, as was in the news recently with that 16-year-old that shot someone because he was playing with a gun in the back of the car. Terrible, but I'm sorry people, you have to be more careful, you have to be responsible. Now, I am a person that doesn't like guns with safety catches. I don't like guns that you have to cock prior to using. I have a 357 Magnum in my bedside drawer. The burglar will not wait for me to get my gun out of my safe. I'm fortunate I don't have children, so I can just leave it in there. And the only child is my wife, and she's adult enough. So that's just my thoughts on gun safety. You know, you got to be careful. They are nice to have, they are dangerous. This rifle is something I exchanged from a friend of mine, and I do things for him, and he couldn't use this because it hurt his shoulder. So his loss, my gain. All right, enough prattling. Now let's get on and start taking this apart. One thing I did forget to mention is the towel. Always when you're working on your babies, put a towel down. And if you're got a wife like mine, she likes to change them. And this one has been changed a long time ago. As you can see, it's got holes in it, and those are holes that I've put in it. And it's great for when you're doing things like this. Stripping it down, you don't cause any damage. I mean, I've got a metal bench underneath here. Well, there's wood metal. Metal for resistance and lasting a long time. But when I'm doing things like this, I like to have a towel down and keep things nice and clean. So, all right, now, enough prattling again. Get on with it. All right, I'm going to try and do this in the simplest way I can, and things that I discover by watching other YouTube videos. And believe me, there are a lot out there that are much more educated and better edited than I'm going to do. I'm just kind of doing this for a bit of fun. Also, you know, it's a new toy for me. So I'm going to start with some real simple stuff. Something I just saw on a video was how to remove the bolt. Now, whilst that may not be necessary in a lot of restoration parts, it's something, you know, it's handy to do because you may need to replace the firing pin. Whether you can get the firing pins or not, I have no clue. But anyway, let me show you what I discovered with the gun. Obviously, you always make sure it's empty. You know, there's nothing in there, and there ain't nothing in there. Okay, you get this piece here, and you pull it up. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, pull the bolt fully back and move this up. Haha, he says. I did it just now. Cool. Isn't it amazing, huh? Okay, I'm going to cheat here very gently. He says, click. That moves it up. I couldn't do it with the strength of my fingers. And then you just slide the bolt back and out. Now you can see that the pin is not actually showing. What you do, apparently, is you turn it at 45 degrees. He said, hang on, 45, no, that's undoing the, sorry, you see, I'm not good at this. That unscrews this so that you can get a new pin in. You turn, twist, what did he twist? You see, I'm like a fucking idiot here because and believe me, this is all new shit to me. So, sorry, you pull this and twist it, and that then shows the firing pin. Now mine is sticking out 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little further, hard to tell. But anyway, you can, hopefully you can see that it's sticking out, so you know the firing pin's good. So now, twist it and put it back. And then, if you've got to replace the firing pin, and please understand, I'm not sure about this, but I know this unscrews all the way. So I imagine, why would you need to take this out apart from to clean it and service it? There's the firing pin. Now that is pretty solid, so it must be attached to this. And I would imagine, again, oh, well, I'm not going to go into that. I don't know how the firing pin comes out. So let's put it back in the correct position. And you see those little notches here. So you turn it and it locks into that position. You turn it again, it locks into that position. Okay, so that's half an education for you. And this is something you might want to clean and oil up just to make sure. Now this is a precision thread and will only stop in the correct position. You see? And there it is. Oh look, there's the little emblem there. So there it is, that's the firing pin. Mine on it says S8. It could be 1170, sorry, it could be S8170 or 110. It's very hard to tell. You see it there. Okay, so that's the firing pin out. Now, did I need to take that out to do what I'm going to do? No. What I'm going to do is go with the real basic stuff. I'm going to take off these little strap retaining things. Do use the right size screwdriver. You know, that one's too big for it, okay? Now, this one. And I've got to be careful with what I'm doing because I work on cars and do other things, so I want to make sure that I can do something and put it back together and then do the next thing and put it back together. Of course, there will come a point when I can't do that. These clips should come off. Now, it's interesting. I would imagine, and I believe this will probably be frowned upon, you could reverse that clip if you're left-handed for the strap. And I believe, and I may be wrong in this, that if you were left-handed, you were quickly trained to be right-handed. Now in my case, I am right-handed, but my right eye is weak. So I have to use my left eye to shoot with a rifle. With a pistol, it's different. But with a rifle, I have to use my left eye to shoot. So I use the rifle the wrong way, or what some people would call the wrong way. Anyway, there's those little pieces off. They will be cleaned up, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do about the metal pieces. And somebody said there is a process called bluing. So I've got to find out about that. Right, what's the next thing? All right, this strap here. Again, now, is this too big? Yeah, that screwdriver's too big, so let's get the correct one. Okay, I hope you're all getting this. So let's undo this screw here. Woo. Okay, I think that's undone. Yep. And this has got a little hinge on it. You see, there's a hinge there. Okay, now don't lose that screw, otherwise you're going to be screwed. Okay, now when you take that off, then you get this piece of wood here that comes off. And look at that. Now that, I know people keep on going on about cosmoline, and I think that is cosmoline. My intention here, oh look, there's little nails holding it to the wood. So my intention here is I'm going to clean this piece. I'm not going to do anything else with the gun in this particular episode. I'm going to take this now and I'm going to give it a good cleaning, and then I'm going to finish it. So it's kind of a strange way of doing a gun restoration, but it's because I don't want the whole gun disassembled in one go, because I do other shit in this garage. But just to show you, excuse me, that's what she looks like underneath once you remove that piece of the strap and that piece of wood. And you can see it's, you know, it's got, well, again, what I would say is probably cosmoline. That's how they were preserved. I will also be removing this for bluing, but that may well be in another video. So let's get on and deal with this piece. And I'll put all these other things to the going to put all these other things to the side. Excuse me 1 second. Screwdrivers out the way. Now, what do I clean this with? I have seen various things. That's interesting, there's a brass pin through there. I don't know why. I could use some kind of degreaser. There is, I think it's acetone. Excuse me, I'm absolutely gooey now when I'm touching that. Let me go get my acetone. Okay, kind of a bit of a fib there. I'm just going to do one other thing. I want to take this, I don't know what you call it, nozzle off. Again, using the correct size screwdriver. Let's see, is this the correct one for here? Yes, it is. So we'll undo that screw. And I do have a very large jar here that I'm putting everything in. And there is another screw here. Now that screwdriver is the wrong size. That's when you need Big Bertha. Again, remember these were built long time ago, so you hopefully are not going to find any torques or anything like that. Okay, another good screw out. That just pulls off. There you go. See, as simple as that. And obviously this is for the bayonet. And let me just show you what it looks like there. Look at that. Oh, gooey, yucky, yucky. Yeah. All right. A lot of goo there. Aha. It's another good reason to video shit. That. I'm not quite sure if that is just going to come out of there. It's a spring. And that is obviously to do with the bayonet. Let me try. I don't know. Again, please remember, this is not something I do normally. I have no clue what I'm doing. Okay, it doesn't want to come out. I'm not going to force it and break it. Okay, I'm sorry about that. And there's a spring there. Now, yours may come out. Mine is not coming out. This again is covered in that cosmoline. Everybody that's a Lee Enfield knows the name cosmoline. Hello, cosmoline. Maybe they should do a song about cosmolina. What was that one? No, can't, forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, there you go. So there's cosmoline everywhere. Now, let me just put this to the side and let's get back to what I was going to do, which is this piece of wood. Sorry, I'm just putting my jar back together to make sure I don't lose anything. Right, let me go get my acetone. Okay, there are a couple of things you can try. Now, I don't know if they're going to work. There's wax and tar remover, and you know, cosmoline's a wax. There's acetone, and I'm going to try some good old 409. Let's see, I just want to clean it on the inside and then we'll take it from there. That a little while to soak in. Now, I'd already done it on the outside, but I got a feeling I'm probably going to need to do the acetone because I want to give this a varnish finish, or polyurethane, whatever you want to call it. And if I don't get rid of the oily stuff, cosmoline, it ain't going to stick, is it? So let's have a look and see what this does now. Yucky poo poo. Now on the inside here it doesn't matter too much because I'm just kind of, I guess I'm really experimenting in here. And you guys will learn from my mistakes. And believe me, I'm sure I'm gonna make them. And leave that to soak a little more. Now it seems I'm lucky. I don't think this wood is splitting anyway. Once I get it cleaned down, of course, then I will know for sure. Now with the 409, I'm not too worried about wearing gloves, but I am going to give this a go with some of that tar remover, and I'm definitely going to give it a go with the acetone. Now the acetone is potent shit. I mean, the fumes are awful. Looks like there's a number stamped in there. Okay, let me give this on the outside just one more spray. Every little helps, that's the way I look at it. And those of you that don't follow my channel regularly, I'm a classic car enthusiast, and I restore, well, I'm restoring my classic car, which is a Jaguar Mark II. And there's lots of things to do. And I figure whatever I'm working on, whatever I do is one less thing to do. You get bored with something, move on to the next thing. Doesn't matter. So don't feel you always have to finish something. We're currently redecorating our house, and my wife wants to finish this and finish that, and I said, doesn't matter. We've got everything to do. If you're bored with this, let's move on, do something else. As long as it's part of the decorating that we're doing, what the hell? All right, I'm still suffering with this. I'm also going to try rags, that's what I need. Paper towels are great, but there's nothing like a good old bit of towel. Now, I'll tell you what, okay, this is experiment time, guys. So let's see This one doesn't, you know, smell and like it's going to kill me. Let's go crazy, huh? Let's leave that to soak for a minute or two. Whilst I get rid of this. This is your, you know, local car store, Rust-Oleum wax and tar remover. It's for the car. Wax and tar. Well, you know, because mine's a wax, isn't it? Now, it's not just the cosmoline that I want to get off, but the oil that has been put on this gun. Now remember, it's a 1967, so it's probably been oiled quite a few times. Maybe not carefully. It, in my mind, doesn't appear to be getting it off as much as I would expect. Okay, I'm going to go for the acetone and see what that does. Let me get some gloves. Not that you probably care, but the ones I'm using are nitride 9mm thick. And believe me, it's painful to get them on. But they sure as hell are tough. Anybody care for a quick examination? Dave, if you're watching this, shit is not a swear word. So you can't get me on that one. And I don't think I've insulted anybody just yet. Right. Okay, let's get this baby open. Whoa! Pow! All right, let's give this rag. Whew. Man, oh man, they are potent fumes. Make sure you're doing this in a well-ventilated area like I am. I am in my garage and I have the garage door open. Geesh, yeah, that important, man. Woo-wee. This is more like it, I think. I'm going to stick to the outside for the moment. Whew. I'm having to step back from that. Whoa! Geesh. Man, oh man. And this is acetone. And I tell you what, it seems to be working very well. Look at that. All right, let's give it a go on the inside, shall we? Pour some in there. Just to see what happens. Tell you what, I'm going to leave that to soak. You can watch it. Wow. All right, so let's go find a clean bit of cloth. There you go. And let's see what we can do on the inside. Now, any of you that know my channel will know that my friend out in Austria, Classic Car Cave Dave, he keeps using the word basically this and basically that. So I've challenged him not to use the word basically in a video. He countered me and said, hey, all right, then you do a video without swearing and without offending anybody. So, my videos are normally a little colourful with language, and I'm not doing it. But do understand that I want to say that when I'm describing this as got shit on it, that is not swearing. Believe me, that is nothing like my normal colourful language. So Dave, basically, I didn't swear. You understand that, Dave? Basically, I really didn't swear, basically. Now he's cringing because he wants to say that word and he can't, because I won't let him in his next video. Check out his channel if you like cars. Oh, check out his channel if you don't like cars. He does all sorts of interesting stuff. And for a man of his age, that's pretty good. Alright. You're almost there. Give this a few more minutes. And I might even give this a little sanding. I'm not sure yet, so we'll have to see. Obviously I won't sand it on the inside, but my challenge is to get it ready for varnish. And I may even do the varnish now, why not? I mean, let's finish off this video by giving this a couple of coats of varnish. Alright, nearly there. Alright, let's just let that air dry now. Look, you can see how dirty that was. Whew, got to seal that up and step back for a minute or two. Whew. Let me... Alright, we'll be back. Alright, slight change of plan for me. I just cleaned this piece up with a wire brush. Seems to be a number on there, SA5 something, can't read it. And on the inside there is a number 193, something like that. However, I was going to steam and try and pull out the bruises. Change of plan, I want to leave that. Now, I'm not a lover of patina, don't get me wrong. I'm just going to give this a light sanding now and then give it a couple of coats of clear lacquer, and then we'll see how it goes. Now, one trick that I learnt while I was doing some veneering on my car is between lacquer coats you put in a filler, but let me show you this. This filler is clear. It's called aqua coat. Clear wood grain filler. Kind of goopy stuff, but you spray a coat of lacquer, sand it, put the filler on, sand it, another clear coat, same thing, until you are happy that you have got the finish you want to achieve. Now, whether you want to achieve a glass-like finish or a pretty good finish, that's your choice. But that is the stuff I used in doing the wood on my car. So let's just give this a little light sanding now. This is really, in my mind, just to take the edges off, because I've put the acetone on there, and obviously it will have soaked into the wood a little, even though most of it will have evaporated, and it will have raised the grain very slightly. Again, understand, I am no professional restorer, and I'm certainly no carpenter. And I'm definitely not Karen. Poor little girl. Okay. As I said, I'm not going to go crazy with this. I don't want it to be nice. And I hate to say it, but I kind of like that. That little brass tack. I have no clue why it's there. Maybe it was to hold the stock together. Well, it's not the stock, is it? You know what I mean. Right, so we'll get some wipe on that. What am I going to wipe it with? So we'll take the dust off. Some cellulose thinner maybe. Hopefully that won't raise the ground. Now this may be a mistake, I don't know. This is lacquer thinner. I want to get all that dust off. Again. Oh, actually, there we go, guys. We see what this does. If this raises the grain, then I'll have to sand it again and do it again. Don't think it'll raise the grain, and the reason I want to use the thinner is it'll evaporate. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. Just going to let that evaporate for a moment or two. I'm going to tape off the end here because I want to paint that. Sorry, I keep moving away. You'll have to live with it. My videos are the way that I do them. I won't necessarily say they're professional, but they're real. So let's put that on there. That is purely because I'm going to paint it. So that is pretty much ready now. One more wipe just because I just put my hand all over it. Take it out the front, means nothing to you. Take it outside, and I'm going to give it a couple of coats of lacquer. And let me show you what I'm going to use. Polyurethane, fast drying stuff, clear gloss. So let me get that done, I'll be back. Okay, brought you out here because this is still wet and I don't want to touch it, but I just want to show you what it's looking like. This is about 3 coats, maybe 4 of that polyurethane. Now, when it dries, you'll see there are little areas that, like with the wood grain there, if you can see it. And I will use that filler I've got in that. But this is a cliffhanger. Because I've got to wait for this to dry, I want to put it out there. I'm going to put the video out. So that won't be till the next video. I will continue to do these and bring them out for you guys. I think there seems to be some interest. Hopefully you find it enjoyable. Now get out in the garage and do your own shit.